So what's the story behind this house? How did it come to be?
Well, Bill grew up in a concrete house, and he kind of had a fantasy about wanting to have one of his own. He was constantly researching concrete houses, discovered the idea of the underground house, and the architect, Frank Moreland, actually was an architecture instructor at UTA, and they connected.
And this is the result.
And this is the result.
What makes an earth home so unique?
First of all, the obvious, the green effect of it, and that was before we ever used the word green. The electricity bills, this, the year that it was over 100 degrees for 70 days, his electricity bill for the entire summer, June, July, and August, was just over $200.
Electricity and the green factor, these aren't the only big pluses. What kind of person does this sort of home appeal to?
A lot of people, I think, nowadays that are liking that, their privacy, their security, and so forth. So either one of those kind of people, or somebody who just wants something totally unique.
Where does the light come from?
There is kind of a turret that runs about 22 feet up from the floor, and there's 55 feet of glass blocks. The light comes in through those and all the corners around it. The light just flows through the house. You really, in the middle of the day, don't need an interior light on. People think an underground house is going to be dark, and it's not. It's the glass blocks down the middle of the house that really light up this house during the day.
When you walk in this home, it was decorated or conceived to look very Southwestern, with the built-in benches, the Kivas fireplaces, the placement of the walls.
Right.
But all of this could be changed.
Absolutely. There are pillars in the center and on the sides and around the perimeter. But all of these interior walls are cosmetic. If you wanted the kitchen to be in full view, you could take that whole wall down. None of them are load-bearing. This is a 1,500 square foot room. You could make it totally open and bigger. Take in the library, take in the kitchen, the media room could all be open.
And then the creek runs through it.
Such a wide, lush foliage. I mean, in another few weeks, I don't think you'll be able to see another house. You barely do now. It's got, I don't know how many varieties of birds. The house next door was actually called a bird sanctuary.
And you don't hear any of the traffic.
Bill Coleman, the owner, said the first night he spent here, it was almost too quiet for him. It was just, like you have an echo of silence.
So it really is country living in the city.
Absolutely.
And the price?
$1,150,000, which ironically is not much more than he built it for 23 years ago.